Welcome back to
Wish You Love Podcast.
I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Marilyn.
And thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. If you're new here, hi, welcome. We are on season 2. And we're just so excited to have everyone here and excited to be doing season 2 with you guys. We hope you guys are enjoying August. We hope you guys are enjoying the last little bit of summer. Fall is around the corner. I
know, it's crazy. I'm excited for pumpkin spice everything.
Yes. I just remembered about last year's pumpkin spice episode.
We're talking about Trader Joe's.
Yeah. So excited to get into that season.
And just enjoy everything. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cool for Halloween if you were like a dead bride or something. Something related.
Dead bride.
Well, it has to be spooky.
Why did I think like a pumpkin spice?
Wait, what?
I don't know.
I was just thinking because Halloween's coming up.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, it's going to be here before we know it. But I was thinking something related to like till death do us part. You're like the murder bride or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe he's dead, you're the murder bride.
Yeah, maybe that.
Whichever one.
You can be dead. I'll be dead.
That's funny. No, yeah, that's a good one. But I meant just something that it's like cute and on theme with your bridal year.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't even think that far, but
I'm like
you're
giving
so
you
right.
all my bridal ideas. It's okay. I have to be next. When it's my turn, I'll have to be.
Hey, you never know.
No, I don't think so.
You never know.
No, not at the same time. No, I don't think
we
so.
can make both Angel and Anthony dead.
What? That's funny. Oh my gosh, that would be scary.
No.
I'm actually really scared of like that stuff on Halloween, but it's like cute when you pose for it. But then when you look in the mirror, you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But there's also her name is Constance from Haunted Mansion, and she's the killer bride. So there is an actual character like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She kills like all of her husbands. She has like a lot of husbands. I don't know if you noticed through the ride.
No.
Yeah, if you go on whenever you go on again.
We've also never gone together. That's still on one of our bucket lists.
I have a pass until January, so
I need to make
hopefully
more money.
we can go. Hopefully we can go just at least once.
Yeah,
that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Definitely. But yeah, so we do have an open question. Do you want to hit us off, Jasmine?
Yeah, absolutely. But before we jump into the opening question, I do want to say, if you haven't already, please make sure to follow us on social media, on Instagram and TikTok, Wish You Love Pod. And also subscribe to us on YouTube. If you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe. We post every week. And yeah, just be part of the community. Send us a DM, comment, and let's get to it.
Yeah, we actually post 3 times a week on YouTube. We post 2 shorts and 1 video every single week. So if you don't even have an Instagram and you want to see our shorts, it's already there on YouTube. So check it out.
There you go. All right. But for today's opening question, we thought it would be fun to start doing this monthly. You know, every month it's normal for our taste buds to change, for our chapter, like the little moments that we're living in that month to change. And so we thought it would be fun to start doing a monthly, what is the song
that you like are playing all the time? Your favorite song of the month?
Your current song, of the month.
The replay song, yeah.
Yeah, so we are going to start doing these every month, so please stay tuned to just gradually see what we decide and what we pick. But for this month, what is the song?
And we'll link it down below too, so you guys can check it out if you've never heard it before.
Yeah, and then also feel free to comment your song of the month.
To put us on.
Yeah. Marilyn, you want to start us off?
Yeah, so I was trying to think, what is my song? Because I do listen to a lot of different types of music every single day. But I was trying to think, what is like a new song that I've been listening to as of right now and that I've been just like wanting to replay or start over just so I hear that part again, you know? And so I was thinking of the song, and it's called More Than Able. I don't know what the artist name is, but I will link it down below. I'll look it up right here. But it's a really good song. It's a Christian song. So it's called More Than Able by Elevation Worship. It's really good. And pretty much the message of the song is like, who am I to deny what the Lord can do? And that he's more than able to pretty much grant your dreams and stuff. And, you know, because he's a miracle worker. So I feel like that for me, that song just, it means so much to me. And, you know, we're going to talk about it in the next episode, but I will just share a little bit. So I was given such a blessing, and I told you about this. I think I called you or maybe messaged you. I'm not sure, but I was you know me, I am a professor, so I've been applying to a lot of different jobs. And there was this one particular job I had applied to, and faith over fear, you apply, and if you get it, then it's for you, and if it's not, right? And I had applied, and the dean had called me, and without an interview, I got 2 classes. And so that song, when I first heard the song, I'm like, who am I to deny what the Lord can do? And I remember just tearing up because those words just meant a lot to me, because I'm like, yes, like, who am I to say that's not possible? Because that is crazy. That's unheard of, to get 2 classes, let alone 1 class, let alone without an interview. And so it was just a crazy moment. We'll talk about that in the next episode. But yeah, so that's why that song is like hitting for me right now, more than able.
I love that. I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, it's good.
On my drive home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so excited to hear it, especially because typically, when you listen to like Christian songs and like songs about faith, they usually hit harder. Something about them, like, it just relates. It brings peace, and it hits home. So I love that that's your song of the month.
Song of the month, yeah. More than able.
I love it.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, definitely, just got engaged.
Right.
So definitely in the like lovey-dovey mood. But I think my song of the month is Lifetime by Justin Bieber. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend. And what it basically talks about is how I love specifically the chorus where it says, some people come in your life for a reason. Others, they come in your life for a season. But the person that you end up being with, like, but baby, like, you're a lifetime. Like, that's it. And so I love that because, when we were editing the video that Marilyn was talking about in the last episode of my engagement, it was such a beautiful moment because all these videos were captured on Angel's camera equipment. So it was nice to then sit down after and like relive it and like pick those scenes, and like the little moments are like, oh my gosh, like we did this, or like it's so cute, like let's put it together. But when it came down to the song, we're trying to think like, what is a song that that's both screams like Jazmine and Angel, and like an artist that we both like. I don't know if he was teasing, but he was trying to put that song, Georgia. What is it called? I will never fall.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I love that. Sanchez is his last name. I can't remember his first name.
Which is a cute song, but
That's
I just
really
didn't think
song.
It screamed us.
You guys, yeah, okay.
And like also, I watched a Netflix show that had that song, and it was when they were arresting Georgia. So I was like, I don't want that song. But point is like we finally ended up picking that song because we both love Justin Bieber.
Yeah, you guys do.
We both relate to that song, and like the saying itself, just knowing that, all of his exes, all of my ex situationships, they came in our life for a reason. They came in our life in our season, and all that matters now is that this is a lifetime.
I love that.
So that is my song
Beautiful.
of the month.
And it represents this month of August. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So I love our opening questions. Please comment down below your favorite song. So I do have a question for you guys, but before we get into the question, I wanted to share my epiphany. I know Jazmine had an epiphany last episode. I know, so many epiphanies. You'll be like, really? How many can you have? A lot, I guess.
Welcome to season 2.
I know. Every episode we had a realization. We had an epiphany. Yeah. Every episode. But it's good because we're growing. This is the time to grow, right? Yes. Learn more about ourselves, learn more of the people around us and all that good stuff. But so this epiphany happened in 3 stages. And this is the first time that's ever happened to me. Usually it just happens when I hear something or when I see something and then I realize something. But this time it happened in 3 phases. So buckle up. Okay. And if you're my family, keep this to yourself, okay? Okay, so, I've been praying a lot about guidance. I've been seeking guidance for what I should do for these next 3 years of my life, Okay. So I've been seeking a lot of guidance. I've been asking God to place it in, give me the answer, please. I remember just saying, please, please give me the answer. I want the answer, Lord. Please just teach me what is the answer? What is the right thing to do during these next 3 years of my life? So I told you guys that I was applying to the doctoral program, and it began, the applications open up August 1st. And so my reasonings for wanting to do a doctorate program is 1,000% valid, and I still agree with everything that I said. But these 3 things happened to me, and it changed my perspective. And I'm not saying that doing a doctorate program is bad, but just hear me out. So the first phase was when I started going to church more. So as you guys know, God has always been present in my life. But as I've been starting to go to church more, and I've been having more time to do Bible studies on my own and study scripture and go to Thursday nights, women's nights, and just being able to do all these things that I was not able to do when I was in school has been such relief. And something that we were learning about was that idols are things that you put before God. And I was realizing that I was idolizing school, whether I realized it or not, because it was at the forefront of my importance. It was above everything, my mental health, my physical health, everything. And it needed that. It needed that sort of dedication for me to finish. It needed that sacrifice. But I've already accomplished a lot. And so I was realizing, do I want to sacrifice such a happy time in my life of getting closer to God? Because I was like, I don't want to stop going to these nights. I don't want to stop going to church. I don't want to stop Bible study. And during school, I really didn't have time for all that. I'm going to be very honest. I didn't. I barely had time sometimes to shower. Nasty, I know. But that's just really what it was. Sometimes I was starving, and I would just get something from the freaking vending machines. Like, that's just what it was. That's how busy I was. And so that was the first phase. And I started thinking, and the inkling of possibly not applying settled in. And then the second thing happened. So this happened on a Friday and in July. And so our family dog had passed away. His name was Gordo. His real name was Domino, but he passed away, and he was very young. He died of obesity, and it really just, I couldn't stop crying that day. I couldn't stop crying, and I was so sad that he was gone, and I still am. Miss him a lot, and I was just realizing how short life is and how precious life is, and how he only was 2 minutes away from me. And yet I haven't seen him in 10 days since he passed. So I started thinking of my family, my friends, and how my grandparents are only 2 minutes away from me. And yet I don't see them as much as I should. And same with my parents, and same with my friends, and how life is so precious. And so the question again arose in my head, is it worth taking me away from them again for 3 years? Do my grandparents have 3 years? Because you don't know. Gordo died at 7 years old. He was very young. He wasn't supposed to die, but because of choices and things that happened to him, which I won't get into, but led him to get morbidly obese. But he was a very happy dog, I will say, though. He wasn't abused or anything like that. He was very much loved, and he had a happy life, but he was just overweight. And so the last phase came in, and this was on a Sunday. I think this was after we hung out. Yeah, we ate and had pie, and then Anthony and I came back to my house, and we watched the movie called Interstellar. And if you haven't watched this movie, please watch it. And if you have watched it, please let us know down below. And this movie finalized the epiphany. So if you haven't watched it, I don't want to ruin it for you, but at the same time, I want to get the point across. So I'm going to kind of ruin it for you. So I'm sorry. If you haven't watched at this point, I don't know what to tell you. It's been out since 2012. But what's it called? So this man, he has a daughter and a son. His wife had passed away. And he loved his children. He was a good dad, but he was also longing to do more in his career. And this is kind of like the world is kind of ending. Like it's not really like the crops aren't growing. It was like a lot of stuff like that. Like they need to find another Earth. So he comes across, somehow he gets a message through like sand or something like that, that he needs to go to this location, right? And so he goes to this location and it's like NASA. And they were like, there's a reason why you found us. They convince him to go to space. And so he comes back to his family and he's like, well, how long am I going to be gone? He's like, I don't know. It could be 2 years. He comes to find out that they didn't even know how long he was going to be gone. They come to find out at the end that the guy knew he wasn't going to come back. And so, you know, when he tells his daughter, I'm leaving, and she's crying and crying, like, Daddy, don't leave. Daddy, don't leave. Like, I want you here. I want you here. And he's like, I have to go. And she gets a message and it says something like, don't go, or something like that. And she tries to tell him, Dad, like trying to tell him, but the dad is already leaving. And so the message was actually from the dad in space. So time works differently in space. And I think the movie will still be impactful if you watch it because it's such an amazing movie. I can't explain it. But so he's like crying through space because he's looking at his daughter technically from the past and he can't go back in time. The time is already gone. And it was because of his endeavors of what he wanted to do, and he wanted to do great things. But the message that I got from it, because the world ended up being saved by his daughter, and he ended up seeing his daughter. She's like 90 something years old. And she, you know, she was like, she was so happy she was able to finally see her dad all those years later. And he's all young, right? When he left her, that's what he looked like. And, but she already had her kids, her great grandkids, and like all this family around her that she created through her body. And she was telling her, like, you can go now. Like, I'm happy I seen you, but it's time for you to like live your life. And so it just made me think of how the most important thing in life is time. That is the most precious thing. And once it's gone forever. And what is most important in this life? And for me, it's my family. It's my friends. And when I say friends, I mean my family, because my family are my friends. My friends are my family. And so I started talking to Anthony after. I'm like, if I became a president, before it was a matter of if I can, I know I can, and I know I should, and I know I could do amazing things. But now it's like, what do you want for your life? And this is where I pose the question to you. Okay. So I had to think, what do I want from my life? Because at this point, I learned time is precious. When it's gone, it's gone. What is important to you? And if I only had 7 years to live, how would I live it? And I asked myself that question real quick. If you had 7 years to live, would you go do the doctorate? No. If you had 7 years to live, would you still be a professor? Yes. If you had 7 years to live, would you have children? Yes. So it was like asking yourself those questions. If I only had 7 years to live, how would I live my life? Because what is fulfilling to me? What is important to me? And what is important to me is, of course, still to work. That is still important. But it's to enjoy my family, to my children, my friends, my loved ones. Because, you know, if I became a president, I wouldn't have time for my kids. I wouldn't. I'd be working all the time. I'd be getting paid $500,000, $1 million, whatever. They get paid a lot of money. But at what cost? Yeah. What is the cost? So I pose the question to you, and I will ask Jazmine, but if you only had 7 years left, how would you live it? And is how you're living now en route to that? Like how you want to live your life?
Love it. Thank you for sharing, Marilyn. I think it's funny because Marilyn had messaged me after watching that movie. And I remember you saying, don't remember exactly what, but I remember you got to watch this movie. And I remember I had an epiphany. And I remember I really want to share this on the pod. So I'm glad because this was kind of me hearing the whole connection of all three events together and what you wanted to share on this pod. And I think that that's such a powerful message. Personally, Marilyn and I think, and like our close friends and even our family. Like, we're just at such a delicate, precious time in our lives where, like, little things, like you mentioned your grandparents. We're growing up and they're getting older. And it's so sad to, like, think and to say and to even, like, you know, like, put that in perspective. But it's so true. Like, life is going for us, but life is also slowing down for them. And so, like, moments like that, like, it made me think, like, oh my God, like, even my mom, like, you know, our parents are not the same people that they were when we were like 5 and running around, or when we were in middle school. Like, they're slowing down too, and like their energy is going down. And we're like, again, like, this is all just because we're in just such a, like, precious, such special time in our lives, in our, like, mid to late 20s, you know, wanting to start families, wanting to get married. That you're right, like, everything that we do, like, now, like, kind of will matter and will make or break in terms of, like, things you'll regret, or things that you know, hope that to look back on and be like, I'm glad that I did, or I'm glad that I didn't do that.
Yeah.
And so I like that. And I also love that you ask yourself that question of, if I only had 7 years left, because sometimes, because we are naturally just thinking ahead, especially if you're like Marilyn and I, we're planners, right? So you automatically think like, oh, I have a ton of time, I got to do it now. But when you put yourself in that perspective of, let's just say you only have 7 years, that should be a quick answer. And if that answer is immediately no, then that shouldn't change, knowing that you have 10 years instead or more. Like, if it just was an automatic no, then that's your answer, period. Whether that be you only have 2 years left, 7 years left, or 20 years left. So I absolutely love this message. I absolutely love everything that you're mentioning. And like I said, it just really comes down to me thinking about the time that we're living right now in these moments. And again, not to talk about engagement again, but since I'm on that chapter in my life and on that ride, like, this is such a precious time in life that even, like, if I only had 7 years to live, who would I want to be surrounded by? And who would I want to share these moments with? That I can look back on my deathbed on my 7th year to be like, I'm glad that I kept these people, or that these are the people that I invited, and these are the people that were part of my court, et cetera, et cetera. So very powerful message. I absolutely love what you said. And yeah, it really brings things into perspective. I think it also kind of ties down to, like, slowing down. What you mentioned in the first episode, like, let's slow down for a bit and just enjoy life, because yeah, time is so precious. That I know that like I said, you were mentioning it in the first episode, like, when you were in Hawaii, life was slowed down. Life was like, you were enjoying every little moment and, like, not thinking about, okay, lunch is at this time, or we got to go and do this. Like, it was just slowed down for a bit. And I think that's kind of incorporates to this too. Like, let's slow time down for a bit and, like, really take advantage of decisions that we make and people that we surround ourselves with.
You just reminded me of something else that was a big part of the decision as well, because yeah, just because it goes with the aloha state of mind. And, like, I just, I don't want to lose it. I'm, like, low-key, like, forgetting now, but just slowing down. Oh yeah. And enjoying every process of this life, your engagement, everything, right? Because, and it's okay, you can talk about the engagement till you get married, and then we're going to talk about you getting married, and then, and then we're going to talk about you having kids, and it's okay. Talk about it all year long. I don't care. But that was another thing, was I haven't been able to enjoy Christmas since high school. I've been stressed out every year, probably since, like, I don't know, 2018. I don't know. But I was telling Anthony, these next 3 years, I'm turning 27 this year in December, the end of December. But let's say 28, 29, 30, right? When I turn 27, those are 3 years left, exactly just like the doctorate, right? Because I would start the doctorate on my 27th year. So there's only 3 years to 30. What do I want to do within those 3 years? I want to get married. I want to be engaged. I want to enjoy the engagement. I want to get married, enjoy being married. I want to have children, enjoy my children. I want to be present. And I can't do that with a doctorate. I hate when people say, why can't we do it all? You can't. There's only one of you. And you need to dedicate yourself to whatever you're doing, a master's, a doctorate, having children, getting engaged, being a professor, whatever you're doing in your life, dedicate it all and you'll do amazing. So it's like, what is most important to me, and that's why I realized what is most important. And I don't think that getting a doctorate's off the table. I think maybe later on in life, maybe if I want to, but as of right now, it's just not important to me. It's just not. And when she was talking, I just started tearing up because I was just realizing another level of why do I want to enjoy everything, enjoy Christmas for the first time, even Halloween. I went to school on freaking Halloween last year, like just enjoying everything, right? And it's because I haven't been able to live life. And so this is my first time living life and I don't want it to get out of my grasp. Like I want to live. Like I don't want to be stressed out. I don't want to be worried, anxious, and all these things. I just want to be happy and live. Even during these sad moments of losing Domino, Gordo, and losing another dog, we lost another dog, Solomon. Even after death, I'm still grateful to live. Like it's something that I've just realized the importance of, and we talk about gratitude. And if we live our life and think about how we want to live these next 7 years, it gives such appreciation for every Tuesday. It gives appreciation for every Christmas. And we've talked about, I don't know if we've talked about on this podcast. Oh, no, we haven't. This was just me and her talking, I think. I'm sorry. I can't remember at this point, but I just had like the realization of just, what if you only had those 7 Christmases? Who would you spend it with? Like Jasmine said, only 7 more birthdays. What would you be doing on your birthday? Some people let their birthday pass them by and don't do anything. Some people will be angry on Thanksgiving. Some people will, you know what I mean? Like, why be angry? Why just lay there? Have fun, enjoy what God has given you. He has given you those 2 legs. Go out and celebrate, go dance. He's given you the opportunity to go to your grandma's house, go have coffee with her, and of course it has to be a constant reminder because she invited me to get food from her house the other day. I was like, oh, like I don't want her food. I want In-N-Out. And it's like, but Marilyn, like you don't want the food. That's facts. But like one day, you won't ever have her food again, but you'll have In-N-Out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
I think I hope that everyone listening, including myself, I'm just thinking, let's just walk away with that message. 7 years left. Mm-hmm. That's it. We have 7 years left. Exactly what you said. This upcoming Halloween being the first. How do we want to live it? Mm-hmm. How should we like dress up or what should we do? And like,
live it up.
Live life.
Yeah. I seen a funny post on Instagram. It was like, remember when like what life was like in 2012 when everyone thought the world was ending? It was like all the songs are about like the world ending. Everyone's like happy partying because everyone did think the world was gonna end. Yeah. And so it was like people were living YOLO, right? You only live once. Yeah. Right? That was like the state of mind like back then. And they were saying like how happy everyone was because everyone was living like that. Mm-hmm. And of course you need priorities. You need to save money. You need to do all these things. You need to be responsible. We're not saying that, but we're also saying have that balance of appreciation and enjoying yourself. Yes. When you travel, don't think about work. When you're with your friends, don't think about your stresses. Just enjoy. Mm-hmm. Enjoy life. And I'm excited to just continue enjoying life. So I haven't really told many people, only when they ask about the doctorate, but this is my journey, not yours. That was my $50,000, not yours. That was my 3 years, not yours. And I have to just remind the people in my life, it's my life, not yours. So
I love it. Thank you for sharing. Share
Thank
some
you.
love for Marilyn because this is a very powerful and inspiring message.
And it was scary to share, I'm going to be very honest.
Whoever's listening out there, show some love to her because I know it's hard. I know it's hard to share personal things like this.
And also backtrack on what I was saying because I was like saying I was going to apply.
Yeah. And
I could have kept it a secret.
That's just the beauty of life. Like, you just figure things out as you go. And like we said, you have those epiphanies. So really take note of them. And thank you for sharing, Marilyn.
You. Love this episode.
Yes. Please share it with someone who may want to hear it or who maybe needs to hear this. And make sure that you follow us, comment, and above all else,
we wish you love. Bye, friends.